Yes, a lot going on here in the kitchen. This is Dr. Deb. She's here to tell us about better meal options for picky kids. Picky being picky eaters. I have two of them. My third one's not old enough to eat any real food yet. But I know exactly what you're trying to accomplish here, and I need help. So what do you have?
Well, we're going to teach Courtney today, who is a picky eater,
Okay.
how to build a healthy meal. So there are 5 parts.
All right.
There's your whole grain and your protein.
Okay.
And your fruits, vegetables, and then a high source of calcium like milk. So we're going to learn how to build a healthy meal together, and hopefully she'll try something new today.
We're cruising past the little bowl of Halloween candy right there. Is that part of this?
Always. I have to give kids little treats because research shows that if you keep foods from them, they'll want more of it. So there's always a place for treats in a child's diet.
So frustrating, though. I mean, for me at home, I mean, but have you seen good results in this?
Oh, absolutely. I developed a program called Build Healthy Kids, and I asked parents to focus on just one change a month. And so, for instance, in September, all I ask parents to focus on is fruit. So it's everything about the fruit. It's not drinking too much juice, it's eating the fruit. And for instance, Courtney eats very little fruit throughout the day, so I'm hoping that this will entice her, putting some chocolate chips on the sandwich to eat some fruit along with it.
Make it interesting. All right, thank you. Looking forward to hearing what you have to say this morning, Dr. Deb, and you can find more online at foxprovidence.com.
All right, Patrick. We have got a crowded house in the kitchen today. We are getting ready, as we've been mentioning on the show, getting ready for back to school time, thinking more about our healthy lunches for picky eaters. And we have a lot of us in the kitchen today. We've got our Dr. Deb Kennedy, who's going to talk about some of these healthy choices we can make. We also have Courtney, our so-called picky child, right? And your mom, Jenny. So let's get back to Dr. Deb for a second. You, I guess, did a little bit of an assessment on Courtney. And what were you able to sort of find out when you did this assessment?
Well, I found out that she eats very few foods, and they're all white.
Oh,
all white, you know, so.
The white diet, which is not exactly the best.
No, it's not. In order to build a healthy kid, you need lots of colors.
We do need lots of colors, so we're going to work on adding that. And let me ask you, Jenny, as a mom, what do you think are some of the biggest challenges you face in trying to get her to broaden her horizons in the food department?
Just to try the different foods is the most difficult. She tends to have a gag reflex and has no problem using it to try and get away from certain foods.
Right.
But we do try to encourage her to try some new things, especially if I'm preparing for the rest of the family.
All right, Jenny, real quick, we talked about a little bit of the white foods you like. So what are some of the things you find yourself eating all the time? Like pastas and breads and things like that? How about if you could tell me something you definitely don't like? What have you tried and you were like, ew, 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 I can't eat that again? Can you think of something?
Can it be a drink?
Sure.
Iced tea.
You don't like iced tea?
No.
Okay, so we won't put that in the lunchbox this year. But Deb, when you were doing your assessment, and I'm sure you probably established some goals. She's got the gag reflex, she's a little bit picky, so what are we going to do to work her in slowly?
Okay, so I call this type of eater the actor.
Okay.
Right? So when mom puts the food in front, they do what they can to not have to eat that food.
Right.
So when I analyzed her, and you can do this on buildhealthykids.com, you can just go and take a quick assessment, but I also brought her through and did the pyramid, which is on its head, because she eats no fruits and vegetables during the day, unless she has a little bit of salsa. So we're really going to just focus on getting her to eat more fruit in September.
Okay.
Because I'm all about just focusing on one change at a time.
One change at a time.
Because it's too overwhelming for kids and for parents.
All right.
To totally change a diet all at once.
So we're going to get to work on making a nice, creative, quick recipe in just a minute. We'll get back in the kitchen with you, and now we'll send things back over to you.
All right, back here in the kitchen with Dr. Deb and Courtney and Fit and Fresh, and we're all here to try and, we all, us parents, know that kids can be tough to satisfy their hunger and without the same thing over and over again, right? So tell us about what we're going to do here first.
Okay, well, we're actually going to fill a lunchbox.
Okay.
So I partnered with Fit and Fresh about 3 years ago because they are really into the health of this generation of kids. And I think you covered on Monday the story that showed that a lot of lunches weren't in the safe temperature zone.
By the time you, from when you pack them in the morning to when the kids open them at lunchtime, they could be dangerous.
Absolutely. So these have the cooler pack snapped right in. So you can actually double up. And Fit and Fresh has a lot of different types of containers. And they all have these, the amounts that are on them on the side. So they're also portion controlled. So I'm going to work with Courtney and show her how to build a healthy lunch. So that's what we're going to do. So to start with, though, Courtney, when I looked over your diet, I saw that there was 0 fruit in the day.
Oh boy.
And I heard that you love these fruit chews.
We've
So-
got boxes of those in our
Oh my
house too,
goodness.
yeah.
So can you tell me, I printed out what is in a fruit chew. Can you tell me if there's any fruit in a fruit chew? Can you read that for me? All
Corn
right.
syrup, fruit juice, concentrate, modified cornstarch, partially hydrogenated vegetable oil, malic acid, that doesn't sound good for
No.
you, ascorbic acid, natural and artificial flavors, mineral oil, blue 1, red 40, yellow 5, whatever the stuff that it doesn't.
Yes,
There's no fruit.
And wax.
Wax,
And
yes.
wax.
Okay.
Okay, and Courtney, what is in this?
Health.
That's right.
Good stuff.
Absolutely. Okay.
None of that stuff.
None of this stuff. None of this stuff. This doesn't grow a healthy Courtney. Absolutely. So let's make some roll-ups, some really good roll-ups here. So you're going to make a sunflower seed butter because your sister has a peanut allergy, right? So I love the sunflower seed butter. It's really healthy for you. So you're going to spread that on there, and I am going to make a hummus roll-up. So go ahead. Just start spreading.
Don't be worried about making a mess, Courtney.
So this
I
is
do
the
it
whole
every
grain.
morning on
Whole
the
grain
show.
is the first part of a healthy lunch, and now we're putting the protein on.
All right.
Didn't get a lot.
So it doesn't have to be meat.
Yeah, we'll just go like this.
It could be hummus. There,
There you go.
there we go.
That's how I cook.
Good job. All right. So then what I'm going to do, just to make it fun, is I'm going to put some carrots down the middle.
Yeah. Because you want to get the kids involved too, because
Oh,
if they're
absolutely.
making it, they're going to be more interested in eating it probably.
Absolutely. So she's going to fill up Cherry. She's going to build her lunch by using Cherry.
Cherry's the character here.
That's
You see
right.
Cherry
This is
here.
a little character.
Yeah.
So why don't you throw on some chocolate chips? Because you want your kids involved, because then they're more likely to eat it, and also you have to make it fun. And as we said in the first segment, throw in a little piece of candy, just as long as the whole lunch isn't full of sugar. So then we're just going to roll this up.
So that's just
Let's
had,
put a banana in the middle of that. How's that going to work?
yours had what on it? Just hummus and
Hummus and a
carrots?
carrot.
Okay.
That was it. You can throw any type of vegetable. There you go.
Okay,
Stick
so a
that in there.
banana, yeah.
A banana, yep. Okay, so now can you roll that up for me?
Now, Courtney, do you like bananas? Like if
Yes.
you were someone, okay, yeah, you like bananas and chocolate. That's really good.
Yeah. So, oh, that's a nice big one. So let's just see. These fit right in here perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
So that's your sandwich. That's the first part of a healthy meal. You've got your whole grain and your protein.
Yep.
All right. So Courtney?
That came apart.
Yeah, that's all right. So what goes in this section?
Fruit.
Fruit. Okay, so you can either put whole fruit, you can chop up some fruit, and it also, these fit really well, these fruit cups as well. So if you're a busy mom and you have not a lot of time, just throw in the fruit cup. That took, what, 2 seconds to do?
Yep.
Okay. And so that's the next part of a healthy meal. And now what's the third part? What do we have in there?
The veggies.
Veggies.
All right.
That's right. So
It's like kryptonite for children.
I know,
Vegetables.
that's right. So I was saying to Courtney during the break that the first time she tries something, she might not like it. It takes 12 times for a child to learn how to like a new food.
You gotta be patient
So
with it, yeah.
yeah, so we actually learn. Our taste buds are like blank canvases that,
Yep.
depending on what we try, it's what we like. Oh my goodness, there's too much in there. So let's just do a couple of these and a couple
All right, again,
of
what's that
those.
website where they can go to find out more about this that you were talking about? earlier?
BuildHealthyKids.com.
Okay,
So what I
BuildHealthy-
did is I looked at what the American Academy of Pediatrics, the American Heart Association, and the USDA said that parents should be giving their kids every day. And I made it into 12 easy-to-follow monthly themes.
All right,
So
so-
next month, she's just focusing on fruit. So now dipping is very important for kids. Kids love to dip.
You try
so
that?
So we have this little dipping place.
That's great, Dr. Deb. Thanks so much for
Okay.
coming in this morning. Courtney,
You're
you're going to
welcome.
enjoy this new meal, right? And get
Yeah.
away from those fruit chews. My kids hopefully watching as well. Find more information on our website, foxprovidence.com.